Hey guys, what is going on? And welcome back to another edition of Flick News, the show here on FlickDirect where I give you guys the latest that happened in entertainment news throughout the week, and then I give you all my personal take on the matter at hand. I'm your host, Don Stepanum, and this week was a pretty good week for movie news. Not just for movie news, but also for TV show news, to which, starting off with the TV news, let's get right into our first story of this week. Let's talk about one of my favorite directors of all time, and that is Mike Flanagan. Mike Flanagan is one of those filmmakers that I believe still does not get enough attention. If you guys haven't seen Oculus, Absentia, Hush, Gerald's Game, Ouija Origin of Evil, Doctor Sleep, and that just goes from his movies, going on to his television stuff, Haunting of Hill House, Haunting of Bly Manor, Midnight Mass, which I absolutely loved. I need to finish Midnight Club. Amazon Prime has signed a deal with him for a multi-series. I don't know exactly what is going on, but all I know is that Mike Flanagan and his producing partner Trevor Macy have taken Intrepid Pictures to Amazon Prime. And apparently, guys, just to let you all know before it gets anyone, nothing has been set in stone because things are still being worked on. But apparently, guys, there is a rumor that apparently Mike Flanagan will be working on the next Stephen King adaptation for an Amazon Prime, and that adaptation is The Dark Tower. How do I feel about this news? I absolutely love this news. I mean, once again, I love Mike Flanagan. Mike Flanagan, I believe, is one of the best writers working today, and I think he will go down as one of the greatest filmmakers of all time, and I truly mean that. I'm not overhyping him, at least in my eyes. The man knows what he is doing, and he is constantly just gutting out hit after hit after hit after many, many years, and I love this man to death. And knowing that this is a Stephen King adaptation, Mike Flanagan has already worked on two of those, Gerald's Game and Doctor Sleep, and knowing how great both of those movies were, I guarantee that he will have no issues and just saying to Stephen King, hey man, can I adapt this for Amazon Prime? I hope it happens, because knowing that Mike Flanagan could possibly be making a Dark Tower TV show, bring it the freak on. I want this thing now. Before we go on to the next news story of this week, this kind of saddened me because I was looking forward to seeing this third movie. So, if you guys have seen the Wonder Woman movies, well, in case if you haven't seen them, the first Wonder Woman film that Patty Jenkins made back in 2017, absolutely loved it. And in fact, it was in my top 10 favorite films of 2017. And when it comes to Wonder Woman 1984, I feel like I'm one of the people that actually enjoyed that film. I mean, sure, Wonder Woman 1984 has been polarized by audiences, but I thought it was a really good time. In fact, a great time. Wonder Woman 3 was being worked on for a couple of years, and in fact, I think Patty Jenkins had turned in a new treatment. Well, guys, bad news, guys. If you still want a Wonder Woman 3 by Patty Jenkins, it looks like it's not gonna happen, because apparently Wonder Woman 3 has been scrapped. From what I've been hearing, apparently Patty Jenkins had turned in a brand new treatment to James Gunn, who, as you all know, is co-running the DC studios for the films, TV, animation with Peter Safran. Apparently she had turned in a rewrite or a new script treatment to James Gunn, who, I don't know if it was him or Peter Safran, but they had told her that unfortunately Wonder Woman 3 is no longer happening. I really did want to see what they're going to do with the storyline. I mean, I had heard they wanted to bring the Lazarus Pit into this film, to which that would have been really interesting, and I had heard they were going to bring back the Suicide Squad and so at the very, very end. Knowing all those ideas, it sucks, but at the same time, knowing what James Gunn is doing with the DC universe or the DC studios, I'm curious to see what he was going to do, but nonetheless, it absolutely sucks because I want to see Patty Jenkins behind the camera one more time making another Wonder Woman 3, knowing how much I liked the first two films. Let's talk about Ghostbusters, specifically the sequel to Ghostbusters Afterlife, which, yes, is happening. So, bad news first for Ghostbusters Afterlife sequel. The bad news is that Jason Reitman is not returning to direct. However, he is co-writing the sequel with the person that he wrote the sequel with, or the first movie with, well, Ghostbusters Afterlife, if you guys get my point. However, Jason Reitman is writing the sequel with the person he wrote Afterlife with, who is directing the film now, and that is Gil Kenan. If you guys don't know who Gil Kenan is, Gil Kenan's directorial debut was a film called Monster House, and if you guys have not seen Monster House, please watch it. Monster House is awesome. Am I bummed that Jason Reitman is not directing this film? Yes, because I loved what he did with Ghostbusters Afterlife. I thought that Jason Reitman did such an amazing job bringing back Ghostbusters back to life. Knowing it's the guy that co-wrote the film Afterlife with Jason Reitman, who is Gil Kennan, and knowing that this is the same guy who brought us Monster House, I have a lot of optimism. I'm glad that it's somebody that wrote the first film with him, or Afterlife with him, and I do think that Gil Kennan will do a good job bringing us a good sequel to a terrific movie that came out just last year. Holy crap, it came out over a year ago. So though, I'm excited nonetheless, guys. That's gonna wrap it up for this week's show. Please comment let us down below starting off. How do y'all feel starting off with the news about Wonder Woman 3 being canceled? How do you guys feel about that? Also, when it comes to Mike Flanagan possibly making a Dark Tower series for Amazon, do you think is the right choice? I mean, I sure heck do think he's the right choice. What do you think? When it comes down to Ghostbusters Afterlife, the sequel not being made by Jason Reitman but instead by Gil Kennan, what do you all think? Let us know below. I hope you all enjoyed this week's show. If so, please hit that like button, also share, and don't forget the subscribe button and the notification bell for our latest new show goes live. If you guys want to see any of our previous 2 shows, please click either right there or right there. And of course, until our next new show goes live next week, we'll see y'all next week. Have a wonderful week, guys. Hit like, smash subscribe, and get notified for when our reviews, interviews, and news go live.